you continue to have Donald Trump leading here. I think it was 48% in this latest poll, with Ron DeSantis sort of right behind him. This is definitely in contrast to the narrative that I've seen from some of the, I guess you could call it the leftist media, that has suggested that, oh, President Trump's star is waning. Are you seeing that in the polling?
So we saw a slight decrease consistently until the FBI raid on President Trump's home. I mean, the reality is that he had started to fall down closer to 40%, even dipping right below 40% in some polls in different states. But the reality is that once the FBI raided his home, Republicans went right back to him, and in most cases over 50%. So last month he was at 51%. This month he's gone back down to 48%. He's the commanding leader. If Donald Trump runs for the nomination, it would surprise me if anybody runs against him. I will say there is one contrast. This week, a Florida poll came out, and Ron DeSantis had 48% of the vote. Donald Trump had 40% of the vote, which makes sense just with how supported DeSantis is amongst Floridians. But we don't see that same thing happen in Texas, with both President Trump being far over Governor Abbott. But even when you take Trump out of the equation, and this is really what we've talked about, and we've seen these numbers consistently, which is that President Trump is by far the leader if he decides to run. If he doesn't, Ron DeSantis jumps to over 55% of the vote already. And this is in a state that he's maybe visited 2 or 3 times since becoming governor. So his star is there, and he is by far the second choice for almost every Republican. And so we really have a very unique situation where we have these two very dominant figures in the Republican Party.